Hi there, this is Cyril Gupta, your best friend in the business, and I'm super excited today to tell you about Voisi. Voisi is the ultimate AI toolkit for voice and languages, and with it, you can create high quality voiceovers, narrations, and music for any project that you have in mind.
Alright, so let's talk about how Voisi is going to totally revolutionize the way you create audio. It's the only multi-AI audio generator in the market with all the best audio AIs from companies like Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, Amazon, IBM, and more. What does that mean? You have access to the latest, the best technology in audio and languages, all the top innovations, the best voices, best quality translation and transcription is already inside of Voisi. Let's talk about voices first. I know you want the most realistic, best quality voiceovers for your voice projects, and Voisi has over 450 of them. Create video voiceovers, audio narrations, podcasts, and even conversations in over 100 languages. You can even choose between accents. Yes, create your audio with any accent of the world for that extra bit of realism. That's not all. You can even clone your own voice in Voisi and use it to create highly realistic audio that sounds just like you. That's right, tell stories, create podcast conversations, make video voiceovers, sales videos in any AI voice or even your own. But text to voice is not all that Voisi does. Remember, it's the complete AI toolkit for voice and languages, so it can also turn audio into text and translate text into any language. And the best thing is, all of these features work together thanks to our powerful workflow technology. That means you can do things like automatically converting your English podcast to French and Spanish, or creating voice versions of all your blog articles in several languages with just one click. What's even better, you can also create music, create original background tracks in any style or songs in multiple languages, even with your own lyrics. Voisi can do it all. Voisi is the ultimate tool for any audio project you create. Let me show you a quick demo. Hi guys, this is Cyril Gupta, your best friend in the business, and today I want to show you Voisi. This is the ultimate AI toolkit for audio and languages. If there is anything that AI can do with audio, Voisi can do it. Let's take a look at all the things that it can do. When you log in into Voisi, the first thing you see is the dashboard that has all the information that tells you about the kind of work you've done, your workflow definitions, the conversations that you've created, your latest workflows, the tasks, and also a list of the latest tasks that you've done, and you can download your files right from here. Now let's take a look at what Voisi can actually create. So the first thing, Voisi is the only AI application for audio that can do conversations. Yes, you can create audio files with 2 or more people talking with just text. Let me show you how it's done. So click on add conversation and give it a name like funny conversation, and then click on next, and this is where you add your script. This is how the script looks for Voisi. You can see it's just a standard dramatic script where each person's dialogue is in front of its name. You can just copy it and paste it. Click on next step, and now you can select the voice for each person. And you know what? Voisi lets you select what the voice source is. You can select from all these providers, voices from Google, Amazon, Microsoft, IBM, OpenAI, and even your cloned voices. Yes, you can make a clone of your own voice, your friends' voices, and you can have a conversation created from your own voices using AI. That's the power of Voisi. Now, I will show you clone voices just a little bit later, how to clone the voices. But for now, let's select a voice for Joey. So I selected the provider OpenAI. You can select what language you want to create the audio in, and you can select the gender. It's a male voice for this one, and you can see we've got multiple choices based on the provider.
Artificial intelligence is the big.
You can listen to the sample.
Artificial intelligence is the biggest revolution.
Let's choose this one. Then we gotta select a voice for Rachel. Again, let's choose OpenAI. The language, this time female, and let's go for this one.
Artificial intelligence is the biggest revolution.
Fantastic. And for Phoebe, let's try to go for Microsoft Azure and English. We got so many different options. So let's find English, United Kingdom, that will work. Phoebe is British now. And female, select the voice.
Artificial intelligence is the biggest.
Perfect. And for Chandler, I'm going to use one of my cloned voices. So for English, and this is my voice.
Artificial intelligence.
Well, it's a bit like my voice, but you can hear it. It's pretty impressive voice. And you can just click on submit. All right, so our funny conversation is now at work and it's being created. It'll be ready in just a few minutes. Till then, let's take a look at the rest of the applications. So you can create conversations. You can also convert text to speech. It's very simple. Click on add new, give it a name like my task 02 or 01, whatever you want. Select the service. We have multiple providers even for text to speech, because remember, every provider has a different voice quality. It gives you different options. Let's go for OpenAI. And again, you can use your clone voices too. Don't forget that. You can choose the input language like English. Click next. Of course, select the voice first. Onyx.
Artificial intelligence.
Perfect. Click next, and then you can paste your text right over here. You can paste one line, but up to 4,000 characters. So you can have a lot of information in there. Once you're ready, click on submit, and your text generation task is also now working. When it's ready, you will see the success meter right over here, and you'll be able to listen. It takes just a few minutes for the work to be done, and when you see the success, you know it's done. You can either download the input file or listen to the audio that you just created. Download it and you can play it.
Voisi is the best AI app for audio generation.
And you have every single provider with every single voice created to give you the best options in your text-to-speech tasks. Alright, let's go back and check our conversation. It's already a success. It's been created. And if you want, you can see the individual parts of it. You can download each fragment separately, or you can download and listen to the entire conversation. Alright.
Hey Rachel, I am hungry.
You just ate 1 hour ago, Joey.
That's a really long time for Joey.
Do you want pizza?
What kind is it?
Don't eat that pizza, Joey.
Why Chandler?
It's got pineapple on it.
What? I can't eat a pizza with pineapple. That's not a pizza. It's a fruit salad.
Check this out. This is how easy it is to create conversations using Voisi. And again, you get all the available languages that AI has to offer. You get all the available voices, and you can even clone your own voices. This means you can create conversations, podcasts, you can create fantastic stories, interactive audio, all using Voisi. Next, let's take a look at speech to text. This feature allows you to convert audio files into text. So give it a name like my test 02. Select the service that you want to use. Every provider is different. We have Google, Amazon, Microsoft Azure, IBM Watson, and OpenAI. All of them have different qualities. At this moment, I think OpenAI is the best. You can select different languages too. Every provider has a separate set of languages, but the advantage is because we have everyone, you get the hugest options in terms of the languages that it can process. So click next and put in your audio file. I have a little sample right over here. Click on it and then click on submit. So again, Voisi will create a task, and once it's done, we'll be able to check out the results. Here's our task right over here. Let's check back in a couple of minutes. Next, we'll see translate text, and this is to translate any content into another language. Click on add new and let's give it a name. Select the service. Again, you have all the options that you want. We can use OpenAI if you want, or we can use Microsoft Azure or Google, whichever you want. Let's translate from English to Hindi and then click next. Paste your content in the top box, or you can even upload a file. This can handle up to 2000 words. When you're ready, click on submit and your translation is done right away. You can see the translation is over here. You can download the file and open it. You can see this is the translated text. Meanwhile, our speech to text task is also done and it's right over here. You can download it. It's a text file and you can see this is the text. It's properly formatted and you can see it even capitalized my name. It understood that this is my name. The spellings are all correct and it's all formatted. Even the commas are done. This is how easy it is to convert audio to text using Voisi with all the best available technologies. Remember, I showed you how you can create a conversation with your own cloned voice. Yes, Voisi lets you clone your voice and use it in either conversations or text-to-speech projects. To clone your voice, click on Add Voice right over here. Give it a name like Cyril's Voice and then upload an audio sample. All you need is a 30-second sample maximum. Select it and click on Submit. That's it, your voice is cloned. You can download a sample output. Let's listen to it.
Artificial intelligence is the biggest revolution in the history of mankind.
This is my voice cloned. You can clone absolutely any voice in the world, male or female, and then convert it into conversations or speech. So you can put in approximations of your own voice and use it in languages that you don't even speak. Yes, clone voices work in 17 prominent languages. You can even create music with Voisi. Original music that you have 100% copyright ownership on, it's created using AI. So give it a name like Voisi song and you can either create instrumentals, in which case just describe what you want to create. Do not use the words tags. Or if you want to create songs with words, just have a proper song script like this. So I have the section marked out using one of these tags and then the verse, and finally then put in a tag that you want to use, maybe the genre of the song, then click on add tag and it's added. You can add more tags if you want to further qualify how the song should sound. When you're ready, click on submit. And the music generation can take a couple of minutes. Alright, the music is now generated. You can download the file and listen to it. How's that?
Let's make great songs, it's time to get Voisi.
Time to get Voisi.
Voisi rocks.
Voisi rocks.
Voisi is an AI app. Makes songs that make you wanna clap. Voisi is the best app. Get it now.
That's music generated by Voisi and you can generate it in multiple languages with words, with audio. And finally, Workflows is a special technology that we have created which lets you create workflow definitions like this one. And you can decide what kind of input you want to bring in. You can either bring in text or audio and then you can create multiple steps. For example, you can bring in text and then you can add tasks like convert to Spanish. So you bring in English text and you convert it to Spanish, and then with the converted Spanish text you can convert it to speech, you can convert it to audio. So the workflows are a great way to automate repetitive tasks. For example, see this one. We translate text into Japanese and convert it into audio, and then you can use the finished audio file to upload, which means you don't need to do repetitive tasks over and over, clicking and sorting, clicking and choosing. It's all done on full autopilot. So this was the demo of Voisi. It's the most powerful AI toolkit for voice and languages ever invented. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on the inside. This is Cyril Gupta, your best friend in the business, signing off.
In this video, I will show you how you can convert text to speech in Voisi. To get started, let's navigate to the text-to-speech section. Here you will see all the previously converted text tasks in a simple data table format. Now let's add a new text to convert so that you can understand how it works. To add a new text, just click on the Add New button. Here, under the name of the tasks, try to put some meaningful name that is related to the tasks instead of a name like test or demo, so you can recognize it later on easily when you come back to it. Then select the service you want to use to convert your text to voice. I will choose Google Translate. Then you need to select the language of the text that you are going to provide Voisi in the next step to convert. I will choose English India, and then the services that you have chosen, like Google Translate, will show us the various voices that they have available to read the scripts for us. So, you will notice that they are separated into both natural and WaveNet versions, and the difference between them is that the WaveNet version is basically the same as the natural version, just enhanced with artificial intelligence. So, for example, here is the preview of Natural 2B.
Artificial intelligence is the biggest revolution in the history of mankind.
And we can compare that to WaveNet B.
Artificial intelligence is the biggest revolution in the history of mankind.
So, you can hear that WaveNet voice, which is just a bit more polished. For now, let's just choose WaveNet B Mail and click Next. In this step, we will input our content. If we already have our content in text format, we can just copy and paste it here. Alternately, if we have it in a text file, we can drag and drop the text file here. I don't have my text prepared in a text file, so I will just copy my text and paste it here. Voice is like having your own voiceover agency. Well, you're not only an agent with all these different voiceover artists, but you're also a voiceover director. You can instruct the LingoScribe voiceover performers how you want this text delivered, and that's what all these modifiers are up at the top here. So before we get into all of these, let's just submit this one so we'll have a baseline to compare with. Okay, and now that gets put into our pending status. Let's go back to adding new while we're waiting. It only takes a minute, but while we're waiting, we'll just create a new task here, and for equal comparison purposes, we'll stay with Google, and again, we'll select the same voice. And go to Next, and now we'll paste in our same content again. And this time we'll add some emphasis, so when we want to add emphasis to our script, what we have to do first of all is select the whole text, and then we can click the Speak button. And that encapsulates all this text here between these tags. And these tags are what Google is using to apply the various emphasis features on this text. And for those of you that are curious, these tags that look a lot like HTML are actually called SSML. And that stands for Speech Synthesis Markup Language. So you're actually doing a little bit of coding here, even though Voisi makes it so easy. You'd never even know it. Okay, so now that we've got all this text encapsulated within the Speak tags, we can now start giving Google some directions on how we want the various sections of this script performed. So, for example, we might choose the word Technicforce. And here under the emphasis icon, we can select that. And we can choose strong so that the word Technicforce will be emphasized by the reader. Let's do the same thing for Voisi. But maybe instead of strong, maybe we'll just set that for moderate. And just so we can show it all off, let's choose the word pleased. And we'll set that for reduced. Now, already, I'm using way more tags than you would probably ever use in a normal script, so I know that this is going to sound weird, but I'm doing this just to demonstrate the software. So now that we have all these strange emphases tagged, let's go ahead and highlight our comma, and let's put a break here so that we can catch our breath for a second here. And there's actually a couple of different ways we can do that, either by using the break button or by using the pause button here as well. So if you want to, you can just select a comma and insert that pause. And there's the tag indicating the pause. Now, there's also a variety of phrases in text that have the potential to confuse a robotic voice artist, and that usually comes in the form of numbers and acronyms. So we have this keyboard icon here with say as, and this lets us tell the computer that we specifically want a word either spelled out, numbers read in cardinal or ordinal numbers. So this would be like a regular number. So for example, this one here, 100 plus, I don't want how the robot might get that wrong, but if we just wanted to make sure that they got that right, we would put cardinal there, and then that way the robot knows to say 100 plus. Now, compare that to this number here, which is first. And we all know that that says first. I could see how maybe a robot might read that as once. So, to make sure that they don't read this as once, let's go ahead and call this an ordinal number. Ordinal numbers are numbers that go in order, so first, second, third, etc. So, we can indicate that first is ordinal. Also, we've got an acronym here, AI. So, we could test this by removing the periods here and then highlighting AI. And then to ensure that the computer doesn't call it using AI technology, we could tell it to say, this is spell out. And another kind of fun feature. Excuse the expletive here, but I wrote this in specifically so I could show this feature. Any expletives that you want to have bleeped out, you can actually set that as an expletive, and that will have the computer beep this out as though it was censored. And one more place where we can inform the computer what to say here is with dates. And it's usually a best practice to make sure that your dates are separated by slashes. So, for example, I've got the 11th month by the 5th day by the 20th year. Here we can separate those with slashes. But rather than having the computer reading 11/05/20, we can highlight this and under the date icon, we can instruct it that this is actually month day year. Okay, so that's a lot of different modifiers in a very short script. You probably won't ever use that many, but like I said, this is just for demonstration purposes. So, let's go ahead and submit, and we'll be able to compare it against our other one. So here's our first one, our standard one, without any emphasis. Let's go ahead and click the download button, and this will open the audio file in a new tab on our browser.
TechnicForce is pleased to announce Voisi, today's most advanced multilingual translation app, with the ability to quickly translate, transcribe, or voiceover in 100+ different languages using AI technology. It's bleeping amazing, and your first choice for content localization. Get it on 110524.
Okay, so we can hear some of the mistakes that the standard voice artist read because we didn't give it the proper directions for emphasis. So, we're not gonna save this one. Let's go back, and we'll just refresh our page because it only takes a minute. Usually, if you see that a status is still pending and it's been a while, just refresh your page. It probably just has to reload. Because there it is, we can see. So, let's go ahead and check that one.
TechnicForce is pleased to announce Voisi, today's most advanced multilingual translation app, with the ability to quickly translate, transcribe, or voiceover in different languages using AI technology. It's amazing, and your 1st choice for content localization. Get it on November 5th, 24.
If this is the copy that you want to save, all you got to do is just hit save on your keyboard, and you can save this directly as an MP3 to your downloads folder. So, that's how you can convert ant text to speech by using Voisi. Here in the dashboard, you can see the record of previously created tasks in text-to-speech. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. In this video, we're going to discuss the speech-to-text feature in Voisi. Voisi gives you the ability to convert speech to text in hundreds of different languages and regionalities. This is a great feature when you're converting audio tracks into text content. Let's see how speech-to-text works. From the dashboard, you'll be able to see on your tasks chart how many speech-to-text jobs you have in process. If you click on the speech-to-text tab below, you'll see a listing of all of your speech-to-text jobs and have the ability to download the input or output files. To convert a speech audio file to text, click on Speech-to-Text, and then click Add New. First, give your task a name, and as always, we recommend having a descriptive name so that your jobs don't all say test or demo. Then you can select a service. Google, Amazon, Microsoft, IBM, and OpenAI all offer awesome speech-to-text conversions, but each of them is using a different AI to do the translation, so it's good to experiment with them to find out which one works best for your specific needs. In this case, let's start with Google. Then you have to choose the output language. This is that the AI will know what language you want the text written in. For example, you might have a Hindi recording and you have the option to have it either printed in Hindi or printed in English phonetically. In this case, I have a Hindi audio recording I'm going to be using, so we'll select Hindi India and go to Next. Then we can choose the file and here's my Hindi file. Click Open and then Submit. And that gets added to our chart as pending. Now we'll go ahead and we'll move on to the next so we can do a comparison of these. And again, give it a descriptive name and this time we'll choose Amazon, and the output language again is Hindi. Click Next and choose the file, select and open, and submit. And we'll follow the exact same process for Microsoft and OpenAI. It'll take a moment for these to process. Now, all 4 files are ready for us. So we can just click on the download button and this will download the text file to our downloads folder. Just get all 4 of these, and now let's open them up side by side so we can compare them. And now we have 4 separate text transcriptions of our audio file. But there's just one very small problem: I don't read Hindi. So in order to check this, I'm going to go back into Voisi and I'm going to do one more speech-to-text conversion. And for this one, I'll use Microsoft, and for output language this time instead of Hindi, I'm going to set English and go next. And choose my same Hindi file, select Open, and Submit. And that goes into pending status. And I'll just pause for a moment here and then refresh the screen. And here's our new file, so we'll download this one and open it. And I'll bring that in line with our others so we can compare it. Now let's check these against our voiceover that we used.
टेक्निकफोर्स को आज के सबसे उन्नत बहुभाषी अनुवाद ऐप वॉइसी की घोषणा करते हुए खुशी हो रही है, जिसमें एआई तकनीक का उपयोग करके 100 जोड़ से अधिक विभिन्न भाषाओं में त्वरित रूप से अनुवाद, प्रतिलेखन या वॉइस ओवर करने की क्षमता है। ये बहुत ही अद्भुत है और सामग्री स्थानीयकरण के लिए आपकी पहली पसंद है।
And that's how easy it is to convert speech to text using Voisi. I hope you found this tutorial useful. In this video, we're going to discuss the Translate Text feature in Voisi. Voisi enables seamless translation between hundreds of languages, right at your fingertips. Let's take a look. From the dashboard, you can see all of your Translate Text jobs represented in the tasks chart. And you can also click the Translate Text tab below to view all of your jobs and download the input or the output files. To translate text, just go to the sidebar and click on Translate Text. Then click Add New. We'll give our task a name, and as always, we'll give it a descriptive name. Then we'll select our service, and we can choose from different services provided here, such as Google Translate, Amazon Translate, Microsoft Azure, IBM Watson, and OpenAI. So let's start with Google Translate. Then we'll select the language that our originating text is in. So I have some English text right now, so we'll select English as our original language. And then we select the language that we want to translate to. This is an incredible way to expand your audience. For example, by marketing to a Chinese market as well as English, I effectively double my audience. And mainland China is a very active market right now. Same thing with Hindi, over 600 million speakers of Hindi, and again, a very active market. Now that we've chosen our language to translate to, we can click Next. Now we can either paste in our content, or if we have it saved as a text file, we can drag and drop the text file here. Since I don't have a text file, we'll just use copy-paste and then submit, and the translate is almost instantaneous. Let's go ahead and do a couple of others so we can compare all these. So we'll do the same thing again and select our service. This time we'll do Amazon, and our originating language is English, and we're translating to Hindi. Next, we'll paste our content and submit, and again, that one's instantaneous. This time Microsoft Azure originating language, English, translating to Hindi. This time we'll choose IBM Watson, originating language, English, translating to Hindi. Click Next, and then paste our content and submit. We'll do one more. This time, we will choose OpenAI, and again same, originating language, English, translating to Hindi. Click Next, paste content and then click Submit. That was also instantaneous. So now we've got Google, Amazon, Azure, IBM and OpenAI translations of our English script into Hindi. Let's go ahead and download the Google file, the Amazon file, Azure file, IBM file and the OpenAI file, and then we'll open these. Again, there's Google, Amazon, Azure, and OpenAI. By looking at them side by side, we can see that there are minor variations, like for example, OpenAI was able to translate the name Technicforce, whereas the others just left it. And same with the name Voisi, but it did have trouble translating the 100+. So we could just take the translation that we like best, or if we're feeling adventurous, we could play mix and match and choose the sections of each translation that translated properly and paste them into the ones that didn't. In this case, I'm not too worried about the digits. I think that translates well across languages, but I like the fact that it translated the names here, so we're going to stick with this one. And we can use this one for our marketing. Every situation is different though, so it's good to compare, and you saw how fast it was to do all of these. And that's how easy it is to use the translate tool in Voisi. I hope you found this tutorial useful. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome to Technicforce Tutorials. In this video, I will show you how you can convert text to voiceover in any language in Voisi. You can do this by navigating to the workflow definition section of the Voisi. In the previous tutorials, we've taken a look at the text-to-speech, speech-to-text, and translate text features. In these features, you need to choose a service provider between Amazon, Google, Microsoft Azure, and OpenAI and then specify your input and output languages for each. And if you want to do the same with another language, then you repeat the process. Well, Voisi also has a workflow definition feature that allows you to chain together various tasks into a workflow template that you can then reuse to apply separately to various source files. Like in this example, I can input an English text file, and Voisi will translate it into Japanese and Hindi with just one click. Let's see now how it works and how to set it up. Just go to the Workflow Definition section in the left sidebar and then click on the Add Workflow Definition button. Enter any name for the new workflow you want to keep. I will write text convert. Then select what you have to convert. I have text that I want to convert to audio. So, I will choose the I have text option. Then click this Add Workflow Definition button. Now that you have successfully added a workflow, we will add tasks to it. To add tasks, click on this View button, and here, click on the Add New Task button. Then give your task a descriptive name. I will say it in Japanese because I want to convert my text to Japanese. Then click Next. Then your task is added here. Now you have to add actions to this task to perform. To do so, just click on this plus button, and then you will see two options. So, I want to first translate my English text into Japanese text. So, I will click here, then choose the service you want to use. I will choose OpenAI here, and then I have to select the language of the text that I will provide. So, I will provide English text, and I want to translate it to Japanese. So, here, I will select Japanese. Now click on the Add Action button. And you have successfully fully added your first action, in which this Voisi work will convert your English text to Japanese text. Now I want to convert that text to the Japanese voice. To do so, I will add another action to this workflow. Just click on this plus button, and this time we will select the second option, which is Convert Text to Speech. Click here, then select the service you want to use for this action. I will use OpenAI, and then I will choose the input language, which is Japanese, because before reaching this action, this workflow has converted English text into Japanese. I will choose the voice of Nova, then finally, click the Add Action button. Now we have successfully set up our workflow definition to translate the English text to the Japanese voiceover. You can even add more tasks to this workflow definition. For now, I will keep this task only in it. Now we have this set up as the workflow template. When we run this workflow, all of these tasks will be applied separately to the source, and in the end, the text translations and the audio file will both be available for you to download. We can see our created workflow here in the Workflow Definition section table, and we can view it again by clicking an action icon. Now, in order to run these workflow templates, we have to go to Workflow Tasks, then click on the Add Workflow Task button. Then we will give a name to this task. I will give Text Convert Japanese. Then we have to choose which workflow definition I want to use for these tasks. So, I will choose the workflow that I just created, Text Convert. Then click the Next button. And here we can either paste our content into the text field or, if we have a text file, we can drag and drop the file here, then click on the Add Gig button. And the workflow task is automatically updated in our table here as status pending, and if we want to see the details, we can click the View button here under the Actions column to see the status, and we can see that currently it is lined up and ready to submit. For translation, it takes about a minute to go through the system, so I'll just pause for a moment here and then I'll refresh the page. After a minute, we can see that the status of our task is now success, and when we click on this View button, we can see that the translation and the text-to-speech are both complete, and this is all automatic. There's nothing for us to do other than just sit back and wait. We can see the files are available to download in the Downloads column, So if we want to download the Japanese text, we can download that from here, and we can see that our English text is converted to Japanese. To download the voiceover, just click on this, and it will open your voiceover a new tab. Let's hear it.
2024年の最新車種、未来への一発。2024年は自動車業界にとってエキサイティングな年になりそう。
It's nice, right? And we can just click save in order to save that to our downloads. I'll just click Ctrl S to save this voiceover, and I'll save it to my downloads folder. And now, anytime we have new text that we want to convert to Japanese, we can just go back to our workflow task section here and add a new workflow task here, and Voisi will run that chain for every language that we've selected. That's how Voisi makes it so easy to convert your English text to a wide variety of multi-language text and voiceover. In this video, I will show you how to use the conversation feature in Voisi. To get started, let's navigate to the conversation section. Here you will see all the previously created conversations in a simple data table format. Now let's create a conversation so that you can understand how it works. To create a new conversation, just click on the Add Conversation button. Then you can see there are 3 steps you will complete to create the conversation. Let's take each step one by one. In the first step, write down the name of the conversation you want to keep this conversation. Try to put some meaningful name that is related to the conversation instead of a name like test or demo. So, you can recognize it later on easily when you come back to it. I will write Jenny and Jack conversation regarding landscape photography. Then click the next button. In the second step, you need to set up the dialogues. Let me show you how you can. You can type your script here and even get it here from somewhere else and paste it here. And then click Next. Now in the third step, you need to select the voices for the characters of the script that you have put in the previous step. Let me select the voices for my characters one by one. In Voisi, you have the option to select from various voices, like Google Translate, Amazon Translate, Microsoft Azure, IBM Watson, and OpenAI. So, for Jenny's voice, I will choose Amazon Translate. Then I will choose language as English, British. Then gender as female. And lastly, I will choose voice as Amy. You can also hear the selected voice. Now, let's just select the voice for Jack. I will choose OpenAI as a service for Jack. And the language will be English. Here I will choose male. And the voice will be Echo. We have successfully selected the voices for our conversation characters and completed all the steps. Now click Submit, and the process of generating the conversation has now started. You will see the status as pending here in the table. It will take some time to generate the voice conversations. Through this View button, you can also track the conversation process. It will show the status of each dialogue one by one. Let me wait till all the dialogues are ready and get back to the tutorial. Now, as you can see, the status is showing Success, which means our conversation is ready. You can hear and download the conversation through this Download button. Let's hear the conversation that was created.
Hey, have you been out shooting lately?
Actually, I went out last weekend. The weather was perfect for landscape photography.
That sounds amazing. Did you capture any particularly striking scenes?
Oh, definitely. There was this one spot overlooking the valley at sunset. The light was magical.
Wow, I can only imagine. Do you mind sharing any of your favorite shots?
As you've seen, it was quite impressive. If you want to hear and download each dialogue of the conversation separately, just click on this View button. And through this Download button, you can do that easily. So, that's how you can effortlessly create voice conversations by using Voisi. Here in the dashboard, you can see the record of previously created conversations through this graph. In this video, I'm going to show you how to clone your own voice and use that cloned voice to generate speech or dialogues in your preferred language. Let's get started. First, navigate to the Clone Voice section. Here, you'll see all the cloned voices. To clone a voice, click on the Add Voice button, enter a task name like My Voice. And then, upload a voice sample in MP3 format. The sample should be between 6 and 30 seconds long. Click on the Upload Sample Video button to select the voice you want to clone. In my case, I will choose my own voice. After that, click Submit and wait a moment for the process to complete. Now, your voice clone is ready. Now, I'll check the sample of my cloned voice. Click on Download Sample File to open it, and now let's play.
Artificial intelligence is the biggest revolution in the history of mankind.
Oh, great. It sounds just like my original voice. Now go back. You can also compare it with the original file here. Just open it and play. Now, let's see how we can use our cloned voice to generate speech. Let's quickly add the new task for text-to-speech. Go to Text-to-Speech, enter the name of the task. Now, choose Clone Voices Service, and select the language. Now, select Voices, and you will see all the cloned voices because I have chosen the Clone Voices service. And you also check Preview of the voice? Click Next. Now, enter the text that you want to convert into speech, and then click Submit. It will take a few minutes to generate the speech. And that's how you can generate speech into your own voice? In the same way, we can use the cloned voice in workflow definitions. Let's navigate to the Workflow Definition section and quickly create a workflow to generate speech in French from English text. Click Add Workflow Definition. Enter the name. I will choose text because I want to convert text to French speech. Click Add Workflow Definition. Now let's add task, give it a name and click Next. Now click this plus icon, then click here to translate text. Select the service that you like. I will choose OpenAI. Select the language your text is in. I will choose English. Now, select the language into which you want to translate. I will choose French. Now click Add Action button. Click this plus icon again. Now, this time I will click here to convert text into speech. Select the service, Clone Voices, to generate speech using the voices you cloned. Select the converted text language. In this case, I will choose French. Now, you will see all your cloned voices. Select the one you want. I will choose my voice. You can also hear the voice directly from here. Finally, click Add Action button. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create music in Voisi. Let's get started. First, navigate to the Create Music section. Here, you will see all the created songs. To create a new song, click on the Create Music button. Enter a task name, such as My Song. In the next field, enter the lyrics of the song or a prompt to create music. For example, you can copy lyrics from ChatGPT and paste them here. I have pasted the lyrics. Use tags like verse, chorus, bridge, and outro according to your lyrics to describe the song to the app. For example, I'm adding verse tags for this paragraph, now selecting the chorus tag for this paragraph. Now selecting tag for this paragraph. In the same way, you can use tags for bridge and outro to describe the song. Enter tags here to describe the type of song you want to create, such as jazz, classical, pop, etc. Add tags separated by commas. For example, I'll choose jazz and pop, then click Add Tag. After that, click Submit, and it will take a moment to create the music. Now the music is ready. Click here to download and listen to the music.
From the mountains to the plains, where freedom always reigns, we stand together strong and free in this land of liberty. Oh, united we will stand, proudly in our homeland, with hearts that beat as one, underneath the shining sun. Oh, united we will stand, proudly in our homeland, with hearts that beat as one, underneath the shining sun.
Oh my goodness, this is so great. To save the music, press Ctrl+S, enter a name like My Song, and click Save. Go back. Now you can see the downloaded file. You can manage all your existing music here. Click any download generated file button to listen to, and save any music on your PC. Click the trash icon to delete the existing music. That's how you can create wonderful music using Voisi. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.